I don't know what we can ask it. Ask a question. We'll find out. Okay. Welcome to the Barefoot Moon. So we're talking about what the heck is going on in this world right now and what to expect in the future, where things are going, and how to prepare for them potentially. We are embarking on a cycle that is moving us. If you are into astrology and things like that, we'd essentially, this December 21st, my birthday, we are actually moving from an earth sign that we have been in for a long time. I don't have the exact date, to an air sign. And that is going to have impacts on how we behave as an animal on this planet. All of these shoulds are making us move at Mach 10. And and so many of us don't know what to do with that. And so we either just jump in and hold on, or some of us are really pushing back and saying, no, I can't. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I think I Can't Breathe is probably one of the most profound statements that we could have had this year. And that it was a literal statement and a literal death that came from it. But we're looking at this transition, and it's not the first time someone had said, I can't breathe. But what's happening, December 21st, we're moving into an air sign. And so we have all of this chaos right now, and it's pulling back on this slingshot. And do you know how many people spiritually right now can't breathe? How many people are drowning? How many people are suffocating? How many people don't know what to do and they're trying to hold it all together? A lot. Millions of people every day. The anxiety level just to be alive today is insane. We have so many people on Lexapro. We have so many people on anti-anxiety medicines because we can't breathe. And I think what has happened over the last week is such a testament, and how horrible it was, and how horrible it is to see the behavior and disgusting choices. And the situation where we lost this man's life, and people coming out in droves, and it's not only because of the loss of one life that is moving them, because it was horrific and we saw it, but it was because all of a sudden, when we began to step back and look at it, and we saw horrible actions of people, and we heard his voice saying, I can't breathe, I think that related to more people at a much deeper level than anybody pushing any other agenda, because the riots and the protests aren't an agenda. But we have had agendas pushed down our throat for so long that we couldn't breathe. And for one split second, we found that our breath let out just a little bit. And we panicked because we began seeing what we're being pushed over. We're glossing over everything. Our life for the last years has been glossing over the depth of everything else. It's been so superficial. It's been just the little thin crust of the earth. And people are like, I can't breathe. Look at the suicide rates. And all suicide isn't coming from depression. You know, that's the easiest marker for saying why someone has committed suicide. But there are so many other reasons and struggles that people are going through that are causing their suicide. It's hopelessness that's not coming from depression. It's actual hopelessness. It's actually not being able to breathe. It's actually looking into the future and saying, what the heck am I going to do? It's the pressure that society has put on us, the pressure to look a certain way, to behave a certain way, to learn a certain way. And if you don't fit those boxes, there's something wrong with you. And it's hit a crest. It's hit its crest. And I think, where is there hope? I think we look at this change coming December 21st, and we get to start taking this breath. We get to start breathing. Now, it's not going to be an instantaneous change, because 2020 is our year of shifting. And anytime you shift anything, it's a stew. It's a stew. There's nothing really in nature that isn't a stew. Even your death, the last moment of your death feels instantaneous, but you have to look at your entire life as been a stew. You were born, and the one guarantee you have in your life is that you're going to move on to something else, and your body is going to be left here, left behind. And so we're stewing from the moment we are conceived to the moment we leave. We are stewing and creating something that's so flavorful and has so many different ingredients. And it doesn't mean that all of our ingredients have to be good. And it doesn't mean all of our ingredients have to be bad. You can still make an apple pie with apples that had wormholes in it and are pitted and are scabbed and scarred. Still can make an apple pie. And without all of this stuff that goes on in our life, well, we wouldn't be able to savor the stew as much. So maybe I'm hungry thinking about stew. I think one of the most important things that we could be doing is we don't need to go out and find a book on meditation. We don't need to go out and spend money on courses on how we can become more spiritual or become more aware of what our physical needs are, what our emotional needs are, as much as giving yourself silence. Just sitting with yourself. Just turning off your phone, turning off the TV, turning off your computer, put your book down, go outside. Go outside and you could plant a garden. You can, go spend some time with some plants if you can. If you're in a city, just, open the window. I know there's lots of sounds that come in, but just sit with yourself. And if you practice the art of just sitting with yourself for 30 minutes, really truly 30 minutes, with nothing else but yourself, and you practice this several days a week, you will start hearing your body. It's like, I know. When I was very young, my dad took me to the ocean. He took all of us to the ocean, but it was my birthday. And he woke me up early in the morning. He said, "Come with me, Mary." And I said, "Okay." And we went out and we swam past the breakers in the ocean. And luckily, my dad loved us to be able to build our lungs so we could hold our breath for a long, long time. And we got out there, and before we went in the ocean, he told me, he says, "Marin, I just want you to be quiet. We're going to go out there, we're going to swim past the breakers, we're going to take a breath, and we're going to go under the water, and we're just going to be quiet and see what we can hear." So I did. I had absolutely no idea. At that point, I really hadn't gone out past the breakers. I'd always played in the breakers, but I hadn't spent time past the noise. So we get out there. I take a big breath and I go under the water, and at first I can still hear the air. My head is noisy, my thoughts are noisy. I'm feeling uncomfortable because even though I could swim really well, when you go underwater, you can kind of, you have to gain your balance because you've got the tide moving you. And so all of a sudden you just have to learn to balance in the water. And you're holding your breath. And all of a sudden you're calm. And from somewhere deeper in the ocean, you start hearing songs. And it was calving season for the humpbacks. And I would come up and I would go right back down, because in this quiet still, I could hear magic. And that's what is going to happen when we practice these moments of quiet, moments of just sitting with ourselves and listening to our body, listening to what's going on outside, but not letting any of it attach. It's just flowing through you, and you're just quiet. So you don't need any tools. You don't need anything except for you. You don't need to go spend money on special clothes or special mats or special anything, special books, nothing. Because you've got everything that you need with you. It's already here because you are already the magic. You are already part of this spiritual realm, and you are already part of this wholeness that so many of us seek and so many of us can't find because we're going Mach 10. Because we're going by life so quickly. And we're just not taking the time. We're not putting the brakes on. We're not saying it's okay. I don't need. I mean, we need food. We need shelter. We need to be able to take care of ourselves, but everything else we don't need. And I think that could become contagious. I think breathing will become contagious. So as horrible as the events that have led us up to this point have been, if there's anything positive that is going to come out of it, it is going to be, I can breathe. Now, there's always going to be people that are extraordinarily ignorant. There's always going to be people that are jealous and envious, and jealousy and envy create chaos. I just remembered something else. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Hello again. I think if I can find it. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. This is what I was going to read. So, we were talking about there's always going to be people with ignorance. Oh, this is such a cute card. Early 70s card. But I wanted to share this really quick, and I'm sorry, I completely forgot where the train of thought is that brought this to me, but I just remembered this. So here's the handwriting. And it says, this is one of the buried letters, by the way. Actually, this letter was found in the attic. This is one of the attic letters. It says, Dear Flower Lady, have you ever noticed the different types of people? Not the color of them, because the color of them is just the skin, but some people is just the skin. Some people just got lucky to get tans all the time, so they are always sun-kissed chocolate. But some people actually are different. Some people look like a troll with the shapes of their faces and the thickness of their hands, and their ears kind of stick out. Some people are tiny and delicate like fairies, and some people are extremely tall. It is like there are wonderful secrets inside them, and there are wonderful secrets inside them that they don't even know they have. I think that's really important. When I see some of these people, I know there are really mythical creatures on the planet, or have been, and maybe the Crusades went everywhere. And in addition to spreading a type of religion, they wanted to destroy species so the planet could become more uniform in people-like creatures. People seem to be afraid that there are different. People seem to be afraid that there are different people than them. So I love this sentence. After talking about all the different people, it is like there are wonderful secrets inside them that they don't even know they have. I think that is very profound. And what we are talking about, being able to sit with ourselves and learn who we are, and don't worry about what the advertisements say and the quote unquote specialists say, because you are magical. You have it inside you. You wouldn't be here. None of this would be here. No animals, no plants, none of it would be here if it weren't special. If there wasn't something special inside you, you wouldn't be here. And if we can start realizing that not only about ourselves, but about every other person, no matter who they are and no matter what they look like, there's something special and magic inside them, then we're on to something. Definitely. I was going to share another one really quick because I saw it just a second. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, this was another letter from the attic. Dear Flower Lady, without eyes to find ourselves, we would just be. We would just be. We would be natural and blend into the hum, and we would just be. But it is hard not to look at what others see when they say things. I like my life without the mirror much better. I like just being. It is too hard to be what is supposed to be. Here is the little piece of paper. That one was found in the attic also. I think that's what I wanted to say today. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. I hope what I wanted to say got through. And I hope you're doing well. And that's what I hope. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.